Hello and welcome to Algebra Unit 1, Concept 3, Lesson 2, Function Notation Practice. Our objective today is scholars will understand and apply function notation. First, when we talk about function notation, f of x, that's how you say this, f of x replaces our y. So when we're looking at function notation, we're asked to evaluate. Remember, evaluate just means find the value of. This is our function, f of x equals x minus 3. So if we're asked to find f of negative 2, that means that we are replacing our x with our negative 2. So as you see, we just make it f of negative 2. We replace the x with negative 2. So then we're just say f of negative 2 equals negative 5. We'll do the same thing if we have f of 0. We're going to say f of 0 equals 0 minus 3. So we know that f of 0 equals negative 3. We do the same thing over here with f of 5. f of 5 equals 5 minus 3. So f of 5 equals 2. Nice and simple. All we're doing is finding the value of the function. Let's do our practice. Here we have g of x equals negative 2x, and we're being asked to evaluate it when g equals negative 2. So we're going to say g of negative 2, my negative didn't show up there very well, equals negative 2. In this case, because it's multiplication, I'm going to put my number in parentheses. Negative 2 times negative 2. Well, negative 2 times negative 2 gives me a positive 4. So g of negative 2 equals 4. I want you to take a minute, pause the video, and do numbers 2 and 3 on this slide. So if you pause the video, you should know that g of 0 equals 0. And g of 5, ooh, that's yucky. G of 5 equals negative 10. If you got different answers, please double check them. And here you can see we're looking at h of x. Now I'm telling you, notice that some of these are changing. That's just so you can tell the different functions apart. So here we have h of x equals 5 minus 3x. We're doing the same thing. So we're going to say h of negative 2 equals 5 minus 3 times negative 2. We're going to make sure that we're following our order of operations. H of negative 2 equals 5 plus 6, because negative 3 times negative 2 is a positive 6. So h of negative 2 equals 11. Pause the video and try to do numbers 2 and 3 on your own. Okay, so for number 2, h of 0, you should have gotten 5. And for h of 5, you should have gotten negative 10. If you didn't get those, make sure to check your work. So now let's look at this one. This looks the same. Here is our function, f of x equals 6x. But now we're being asked to evaluate, instead of when f of something, we're trying to find out, evaluate it when f of x equals something. That means that instead of substituting in this number for x, we're going to substitute it in for f of x. So we'll rewrite this as negative 24 equals 6x. And then we're just going to solve it by dividing both sides by 6. So I have negative 24 divided by 6 equals 6x divided by 6. So I get negative 4 equals x. So we're evaluating it here. They're telling us that the answer, the output, f of x equals negative 24. Let's do the same thing here. We're evaluating g of x when g of x equals 15. So again, we're rewriting it as 15 equals negative 10x and evaluating it. Take a minute and try this on your own. Okay, you should have gotten x equals negative 1.5. Now let's try this next one. Again, we have f of x equals 4. So we're replacing f of x with 4. So this is 4 equals 3x minus 5. Pause the video and try to solve it on your own. You should have gotten x equals 3. If you didn't, check your work. Last one, I want you to do this one on your own. Pause the video and do it on your own. If you did this on your own, you should have gotten x equals 2. If you did not, double check your work. So let's look at this last one. Let C of t, that's our function, be the number of customers in a department store t hours after 8 a.m. And we're going to explain the meaning of each statement. So first of all, what does C of 0 mean? Well, the 0 replaced t, so this is 0 hours after 8 a.m. Well, 0 hours after 8 a.m. is 8 a.m. And we're saying that the output at 0 hours is 10. Remember, C of t is the number of customers. So if we were going to write a reason for this, this is at 8 a.m. there are 10 customers. So let's look at the next one. B. C of 6 equals C of 7. Well, that means 6 hours. 6 hours after 8 a.m. is 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So that's 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. The same number of customers are in the store at 2 and 3 p.m. because it says that they're equal. So let's look at the next one. C of 4 is greater than C of 3. That just means there are more customers. There are more customers at, 4 hours after 8 a.m. is noon, than at 11 a.m. And the last one is C of 14. So 14 hours after 8 a.m. Well, 4 hours after 8 a.m. would be noon. 10 more hours after that would be 10 p.m. So that's 10 p.m. That's 10 p.m. 0 customers. So at 10 p.m. there are 0 customers in the store. So that's how we look at function notation. If you have any questions, please feel free to come and see me.